Hello, I'm Karen Whiting and happy to have you on again for another one of the 12 books of Christmas joy. Are you ready to find joy when life gets messy? That's not an easy thing to do. But so often at Christmas time, we feel like there are things stealing our joy and making it difficult for us. I know a number of years ago, my husband passed away in the fall, which meant it was just before Christmas time. And I would say that even then, you need to find that joy and know what's happening. I knew my husband was in a great place in heaven, but I was here without him, and that's sad. I went to stay and spend Christmas with my older daughter down in Florida. I was living in Maryland. And that morning, as I got to her church where her husband pastored, I found a hidden $20 bill. Now, my husband left little gifts for me all over the place that I found after he died, little blessings. But I looked at that and said, Lord, I think you have a purpose for this. And when I went in, I found out that day, which was the week before Christmas, that one of the people that my husband had really liked at the church, he had been there a number of times, drove a garbage truck. And the day they would normally get their tips, someone drove ahead of them and took all the tips, and they didn't get that. And they really counted them. That's for some of their bills and things. And I just thought, I have to give this to him. So I went up to him afterwards. He says, "Oh, no, no, you can't give it to me." I said, "You have to understand, my husband left me all these little blessings, and some of them are for me to pass on. And I only found out about it this morning. I only found out about your problem this morning. And I know that's where Jim would want it to go." And so he accepted it and was thankful and said, he had always loved Jim. So there are those blessings that happen unexpectedly, those surprise moments of joy that we can have even in the midst of struggles. Well, Carole is still surviving, you might say. And so the subtitle is How I'm Surviving My Husband's Struggles with Anxiety, Depression, and Suicidal Thoughts. And that's not an easy thing to happen. She first thought God was going to call her to write about this book when she was past the struggles. But he said, no, people are in those struggles and they need you now. And as soon as she decided she would start writing this book, someone got in touch with her and said, I need your book now. I heard you're writing it, but I need to know what to do at this point. Her husband, a pastor, and she, a pastor's wife, had a lot of different struggles. In fact, he was a senior pastor and he retired, but he had some nervous breakdowns. He had some problems, and he still has different problems. And she realized there were moments that all she could do was not just live in this moment, but live in these 3 seconds at a time to get by that, to know what to do. But she could look to find joy along the way and find all the little surprises that God has in store for her and for us, whether it's a rainbow in the sky, a sunny day, a flower in bloom, a smile that her husband can give her, any of these things. And that makes all the difference. And I think you'll find such wisdom in what she has to say. If you are in a struggle, if you are caregiving for someone in a struggle, if you are just having trouble because life is messy and you want to find joy now because you don't know how you can make it through another day or another moment, then this is the book for you. As she takes you through her journey of how could this have happened? What are those emotional tumbleweeds that they had to get through? Her source of strength, her source of joy and power, the difference between living in fear and living with it. Living with the fear, knowing God is with you, is very different than shaking in your boots at any time because you're so afraid. God's gift to us in the trials. James 1, none of us like to think about it, where he tells us to consider it joy when we face trials because of what it would produce, the results of that. And we think, couldn't you just give me that without the trials? But that doesn't happen. Mastering mental gymnastics. That does sound like a difficult thing to do, but yet something that we need to. When it's time to reset, and knee deep in joy, that you can. Carole will show you how. Be knee deep in joy. And I have mentioned before that there are freebies from us. If you just go to the link that I'm going to provide in the comment section, and Carol has a whole guide for you to go through to help you if you're in a struggle. And you should go in there and find that particular one and look at the others that are there for joy and enjoy that. And I'm so thankful that Carol chose to say yes, she wanted to be part of this Christmas Joy Shop. So remember, it's an award winning book. She's a wonderful speaker, wonderful writer, and she's here to help you as life gets messy. So have a blessed Christmas and lean into what she has to say in this. It will bring joy, and you will also learn, as she did, how you can find joy today and every day.